Traff Fisher has rocked up in the studio, so we're going to have a chat with him now about education in schools, and not sex ed, Traff, relationship education.
How are you, Danny? Nice
Good.
to see you again. Yeah, Kevin Andrews, who's currently the Minister for Social Services, federal level, put out a good book called Maybe I Do, and he raises a number of key issues, and one of them is that we should be doing relationship education in schools rather than just sex education. I think he makes a good point.
Oh, I agree. It's not something we've seen traditionally.
Not usually.
It's so core to life, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think, you know, we've, what's her name? Pearson. Marlene Pearson, US researcher, said that the young people of today, and this is speaking of the US, but I think it's true of Australia, the generation today of young people are very knowledgeable about sex, but not so knowledgeable about relationships. And she makes a number of points, and I think she's good. Number one, she says we should have more emotional and social dimension of sexuality. So as we teach the kids that sexuality occurs in an emotional and social relationship. Yeah, it's not just, you know, about our biology. And I think that's vital for kids. They need to see, hey, this is more than just, you know, a knowledge of body parts, if you like, and how they work, which is all incredibly important, but it needs to be in a setting. And just actually relationship building. How do you build a successful relationship? What are the things that, you know, that turn love into more than just a passion? It's a long-lasting love.
Yeah, I think with that too, Trafford, is the fact that so many kids these days just simply don't have an example of a functional relationship.
I think you're right. A lot of them grow up in broken homes and they miss. You're right. I think you're right, Danny. They miss that modelling of what a good relationship is, and see maybe a lot of their other friends or their families breaking down. And so I think Kevin's point is a good one. Let's get into schools, a broader setting, communication, conflict resolution skills.
Yeah, key stuff.
What makes a marriage long term? I think the other one is, what are the needs of kids? What are the needs of children? Yeah. So that, you know, it's not just about you know, the idea of let's have a child, but let's be aware of what a child needs and how I, as a parent, can be an effective caretaker of children that I have. And then what are the successful, or the signs of being able to hold a successful marriage? Because there's a bag of research now on that coming out. There's a heaps now, really good stuff on you know, how do we do marriage well? And if we could get that into the schools, I think it'd be a tremendous thing. How? I don't know whether the schools are prepared to do it, but if we could do it, how cool would that be?
Yeah, I think perfect example there, Traff, of some things that could be covered in a curriculum. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break.